And we have live coverage from Des Moines. Theo Keith is there with more on the caucus meltdown. Good morning, Theo.
Alex, this is unprecedented. Good morning to you. We wake up this morning with still not a single result from last night, and really no clear answer on when we're going to get the result. The party says maybe today. We'll see about that. Let me tell you how this all went down. There are more than 1,700 precinct caucus locations around the state. It is the duty of the local party chairs to report the results of those caucuses to the state party. New for the first time this year, they had to use an app, a smartphone web-based app to report the results, and it did not work. Then we heard reports of phone lines being jammed when they tried to call in the results. All of this means that Iowa may not matter nearly as much as it usually does. After pouring a collective tens of millions of dollars into the campaign here, the candidates all left on private planes last night before knowing the results. They are headed to New Hampshire. The primary there is just a week away.
So, Theo, we've heard the phone calls between the campaigns and the state's Democratic Party. They got pretty heated. So does anybody know exactly what was said?
Yeah, this sort of underlies the frustration that was being experienced last night. According to a Democratic source, there was a phone call between the Iowa Democratic Party and representatives from all of the campaigns. It was a tense phone call, the source tells me. The campaigns had a lot of questions, and the Democratic Party from the state ended up hanging up the phone call. So there was a lot of frustration. Then the party came out later on around 1 a.m. and said, we're investigating these inconsistencies, and we hope to have the results to you later today. Today, meaning today, Tuesday,
right.
A day late.
Right, exactly. And Theo, we know Minnesota is moving to a presidential primary for the first time this year. Could this confusion in Iowa lead to more changes in the nominating process?
Well, I think there's no doubt that Iowa's status as the first in the nation caucuses are in doubt. There was already a lot of grumbling that Iowa is not diverse enough, is not representative of the Democratic Party as a whole, so maybe the Democrats need to move Iowa down in the process, and I think this is just going to add fuel to that fire. I do want to mention one thing before I go about Amy Klobuchar. She gave a speech around 10:20 last night when she realized that the results were not going to come out last night. She said, yeah, there's a delay. We're not going to find out the results tonight, but I'm moving on to New Hampshire no matter what those results are. She landed in New Hampshire at 3:30 this morning. She's got a full slate of campaign appearances in New Hampshire, and she's one of those where she may have finished in 5th place last night based on the limited publicly available results we have from reporters at different caucus sites and what some of her rival campaigns have released as far as internal polling. She's going to say, we don't know what the results are in Iowa. We got to move on to New Hampshire. We got to get results there. So this process is very much in flux. No answers last night, that's for sure.